Okay, hello everyone, welcome back. This is another artificial intelligence presentation compiled by me and Elisha. So again, what we're working on is a real life problem that is basically uh, in schools where students are unable to better their grades for subjects or topics that they're not really good at and are trying to improve. So how we're going to tackle this is using AI, and here we're going to use AI to analyze student grades. Now with this analysis, a student will be able to have a clear path on how to better their grades in those subjects where they did not really perform very well. So the AI model will analyze random student grades, go through different students for maybe a particular class. And then the focus of the model will be on the grades which are not to a particular standard that will be set. Yeah, so when the grades are not to that standard, then the model goes ahead to outsource different reading material in form of like textbooks or video tutorials or reading tutorials, and in a consensus of guiding the student uh, in those areas of need. Yeah, so um, one of the topics we're discussing today is the AI environment of our model. So an AI environment is the surrounding of the agent. An agent is uh, what perceives the environment through sensors and acts on the environment through actuators. So the agent takes input from the environment through sensors, as I've said, and delivers the output to the environment through actuators. So you're basing on our project, the environment of our model is solely based on the student grades, which will guide the agent to make the appropriate actions. So there are different types of environments. There's fully observable. There are very many, but for our AI model, the environment that will be no, the properties of our AI model's environment will be fully observable, deterministic, single agent, dynamic, discrete, sequential, and known. Now, all of these have various meanings. For example, fully observable means the AI model knows uh, the environment and has sensors in the environment to know what actions are to be taken. Yeah, single agent means there's only one agent working in the environment. Let's see, discrete means there are a finite number of actions taken after analysis, let me say. Now, in our case, the finite action will be either to provide reading material or not, basing on how the grades are shown for the various students. Yeah, that's a little bit of it, and the others will be discussed as we move on. Then we move to AI agents. So an agent is anything that perceives the environment through sensors and acts upon the environment through actuators, like I said before. There are different types of AI agents. There are simple reflex agents, there are model-based reflex agents, goal-based, utility-based, and learning agents. So in our AI project and model, our AI agent will be the simple reflex agent. So these agents ignore the rest of the percept history and act only based on the current percept. So in this case, when an AI model goes through the grades at a particular time, let's say after a test, it will solely act according to those grades in that test. So it will not based on the previous grades, because what you failed in the previous grades may not be what you failed in this in the previous exam, may not be what you failed in this exam. Yeah. So it will only consider the grades that it is going through at that particular time. So that's what simple reflex agent means. So yeah, the agent function is based on a condition action rule. A condition action rule is a rule that maps a state. It's basically like a factor that affects the action of the agent. Yeah, then this is like a simple diagram to show how simple reflex agents work. So in an environment, when an agent gets percepts from the environment, percepts are like let's say information. Yeah. So in this case, the agent is getting grades through the sensors. So the sensors get the grades. So what the world knows is basically what it is expecting, I guess, and then the action taken is either to provide reading material, not basing on what the grade, what grades it is seeing. Yeah. So the condition action rule affects the action to be taken, and then when that whole process is done, it sends the action to the actuators and then does the effect to the environment. So our data set description, like I said, we're working with student grades. So the data set contains grades in different subjects for different students, uniquely identified with student numbers, let me say, or whichever way of uniquely identifying them. So the grades are in character form, with each character carrying weighted marks. So this is like A, B, C, D, those kinds of grades. And yeah, so the grades run from A to F, obviously. Yeah, so the next okay, yeah, so this was supposed to be before, but anyway, the limitations to the simple reflex agents. So there's limited intelligence. In this case, it's limited to only the observability of the agent. So what this basically means is the agent only considers what it knows at that point and not and it is vulnerable to what it does not know. Yeah. So there's no knowledge of non-perceptual parts of the state, and it is usually too big to generate. So in this case, upon occurrence of a loop due to repeated actions. Yeah, so the next is informed and uninformed search. So uninformed search, in this case, we have algorithms that do not have additional information on the goal node other than the one provided in the problem definition. These algorithms can only generate the successors and differentiate between the goal state and the non-goal state. So examples of an informed search would be depth-first search, breadth-first search, uniform cost search. Then for informed search, the algorithms here have information in the goal state, which helps in more efficient searching. So it's greedy search, A star search, and graph search. Yeah, so how we will use this in our project? In our project, uninformed search algorithms such as breadth-first and breadth-first will be used in instances where the knowledge and information what is being searched is not given. So this will be highly unlikely, but since basically the whole point of the model is to go through grades, so the information have to be given. Maybe in certain circumstances, which will yet to be discovered, is when an informed search will be used. But for informed search, I can definitely say it is less time consuming. It will be used more since the information will be provided, which in this case are the grades. So yeah, this is like a small image to show there are such algorithms in general, informed, uninformed, and those are the different types under each case. Yeah, so lastly, we have AI accountability. AI accountability refers to the expectation that organizations or individuals will ensure the proper functioning throughout the life cycle of the AI systems that they design and develop in accordance with their roles and applicable regulatory frameworks. So basically, in this case, AI accountability is just to show that your AI model actually works based on the goals that you set it to achieve. And it should do this throughout the whole life cycle of the whole process of execution. So yeah, my partner couldn't join us today, but I'm hoping we'll do so next time. Yeah, that is all I had for you. Thank you very much.